about me. Holding on, 'cause I still feel your hello, hello. I know that I'm living with ghosts. WWF St. Valentines Day Massacre.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We just started this pay-per-view event and I'm already laughing at the music playing with the intro. There is love in the air and it's definitely going to get weird and violent.
They love me here, my hometown!
The production team hears the audience chanting for Jerry the King Lawler and said, "Quick, play Goldust music. We can't have the fans cheering for commentators, damn it." Wait a minute, so the pyrotechnics are directly on the path to the ring but the stage itself is to the right? Meaning all wrestlers have to walk a distance before they're in proper positioning for the fireworks. This is turning into an awkward Valentine's Day date. The entire existence of this Goldust versus Bluedust feud. What's next? Brown dust, green dust, red dust, stardust? Also, if Bluedust over here is using the same music as Goldust, why didn't they just keep the track playing instead of restarting it? Or make the music slightly deeper?
What would you call a blue dust?
Poor lazy writing? The result of the creative team running out of ideas to do with this bizarre one? Worst date ever?
Keep that robe on. We don't want to see his ugly body.
Well, the majority of Bluedust's ugly body is covered by his own version of the Goldust suit, so I think we don't have to worry about this relationship getting too physical, if you get what I mean.
Where's he going?
Probably getting cold feet from his date with Goldust. We're just starting the video and I'm already making so many date references. It's Valentine's Day, what do you want from me?
Folks, perhaps the most emotional.
My mistake. It looks like Goldust actually does want to take things to the next level with Bluedust after that slap to the ass. Get a room. And clean it up yourselves afterwards because there's going to be gold and blue dust particles all over the place like a Picasso painting. And now I've just grossed out my fans.
350 pounds of jelly.
Michael Cole, I swear to God, if you gross me out anymore, I am going to find you. Worst Valentine's Day date ever. 10 cents.
There it is!
Goldust is a dick to Bluedust. I knew it was never going to work out between them. Maybe next time, don't search for a date for Valentine's Day on those dial-up websites.
He said he's made a name.
And then Al Snow accidentally lost his grip on head and sent it sailing into the crowd. Hopefully it landed on someone who couldn't bring a date to the show. He may not get any love, but he'll definitely get some head.
Falls count anywhere. No countouts or disqualification.
I could have figured that out from the moment you said falls count anywhere, since that's exactly what falls count anywhere means.
Falls count anywhere in the arena, folks.
We know, Michael, you literally said that 30 seconds ago. If that is your way of trying to woo me on a date, this relationship is not likely to work out.
Intercontinental champion for a cup of coffee.
Let me guess, if Bob Holly wins the Hardcore Championship, he's going to take Al Snow out for a cup of coffee, since that seems to be a weird theme.
That was endless material for me.
Not trying to endorse injuries here, but if you're trying to win the Hardcore Championship and you have a choice between slamming your opponent on an elevated floor or slamming him on the pure concrete floor, wouldn't the latter be the better option here?
Now these two friends are enemies. They're not friends anymore.
Jerry Lawler is really not paying attention here. Michael Cole just remarked how these two men are not friends anymore, and then he literally repeats the same thing.
Road Dogg's been forced to forfeit the hardcore.
That's also the second time Michael Cole repeated how Road Dogg was forced to forfeit the Hardcore Championship. We have these guys beating the hell out of each other throughout the arena, surrounded by weapons, and you have no idea what to say? I guess Bud Light and Budweiser both wanted to sponsor this event. They couldn't come up with an agreement, so WWF decided to have both their logos slapped on a cooler used in this hardcore match. Ta-da!
No countouts, no disqualification.
First of all, stop repeating the rules of the match because we're not stupid. But also, what the hell is this camera guy doing outside the Pyramid Arena? Did he just so happen to be hanging out here on the one-off chance that wrestlers would start fighting in this particular area?
Wanted to get to the big show here in the...
Vince McMahon, while preparing for a steel cage match, heard Michael Cole mention the name The Big Show and told the debutant Paul Wight to come see him in his office later.
They are outside the pyramid.
If only they actually tried to ascend the pyramid, that would make this match far more interesting. A lot of this match is these two seeing how far they could go away from the arena and not doing much else. Maybe a throw into this thing occasionally, but most of this is walking.
Stop sign! And that stopped Al Snow!
Haha, fuck you.
Look at this! Look at this!
Haha, the wood broke before it could ever hit Bob Holly. This really is a weird hardcore match. Like a secret relationship in the business, nothing is going right and isn't ending well. The audio definitely doesn't make any sense. Al Snow's grunts sound like they're echoing off the walls inside an empty arena, despite the fact that these two are outside, right beside the Mississippi River.
Look at this!
Their balls just turned into raisins, but I do admit I respect these guys for agreeing to be thrown into the Mississippi River with what little clothing they're wearing in the middle of February.
Now,
Al Snow's shoulder is clearly off the ground so many times throughout this pin, but the referee continued anyway. He's probably freezing out there in the cold weather and didn't give a damn about the rules anymore. Because of how similar Mideon's theme is to the Big Boss Man, I was legitimately confused and thought they shared the same music. Imagine theme songs sounding so similar and generic. Let's hope that ain't the case in later years. Obvious fake eyeball is obvious.
I think that thing just winked at me.
Eyeballs themselves are not capable of winking, so that joke doesn't really work in these exchanges.
Did you see the ring move?
Yes indeed, and that is because the ropes seem to be a lot looser than normal. At least that's what I see. Big Boss Man basically saying, to hell with this match, I'm going to get myself disqualified because I'm bored. Biting.
Man now taking the breath out of Mideon, slides underneath the bottom.
What was the point of the Big Boss Man running across the ropes if he was just going to slide out of the ring and punch Mideon in the face?
With a full Nelson.
In a sense, I don't blame the crowd for chanting boring, since all they've been given so far tonight is a 2-minute match involving Goldust and Bluedust, a hardcore match where almost the entire thing was outside the arena, forcing them to watch the action on TV, and this very awkward match. If you took your Valentine's Day to this event, I apologize that your relationship didn't work out.
Mideon really believes. Sidewalk slam.
It's weird that we have seen many wrestlers kick out of that move, but it was easy for Big Boss Man to defeat Mideon with. Well, here's the hope, and the remaining matches are fun, unless the massacre of this night is the massacre of our expected entertainment. This post-match assault with the Ministry of Darkness is shockingly more entertaining than everything that's happened so far tonight. How sad.
If you stick your nose in that match, Ivory will rip every stitch of clothes.
And in that precise moment, everyone in the audience got on their knees and started begging Deborah to interfere in this upcoming match.
Mark Henry is childlike when it comes to women.
Giving your date chocolate and flowers on Valentine's Day is somehow being childlike around women. Where's the logic in that? Maybe Owen Hart is in a bad mood behind Jeff Jarrett and Deborah because the graphics just called him Owen and left the heart out. On a day about love and heart, they took the heart out of Owen Hart.
As well, but Jeff.
Owen Hart is an idiot, or perhaps he just wants Mark Henry to unleash the sexual chocolate upon him on this Valentine's Day. Love for everyone!
Here comes the European champion, I should say former European champion.
D'Lo Brown hasn't even been the European champion for the past 4 months. How does Michael Cole mix up current and former? Also, D'Lo Brown put so much effort into that punch that it's somehow connected with Owen Hart despite missing him completely.
May see something here.
Mark Henry threatened that Ivory would rip Deborah's clothes off the moment she gets involved in any way. So when Deborah gets on the apron to distract Mark and D'Lo Brown, Ivory does nothing. Well, so much for all that. To the guy with the McMahon sucks sign, do you mind if I borrow it when I go forward in time to 2019? No, I swear I'm not crazy, I'm from the future. The referee completes the entire 5 count on Jeff Jarrett but doesn't disqualify him for some reason. What's the point of the count then?
Man, this one's over.
Well, because you said this one's over, I think it's safe to say that the match is not yet over. The only thing that's over is my date because she wasn't enjoying the show. Now I'm sitting this by myself.
And there's the veteran move now.
Honestly, all Owen had to do to bait Mark Henry into getting in the ring was slap him. Trying to physically bring him in would only cause him to get his ass kicked instead of simply distracting the referee.
Here's the cover and a kick out.
Man, Jeff Jarrett sucks at breaking up pins. Had Owen not kicked out of that, it would have been too late for Jeff to stop them from losing their titles. I get that bringing signs to the show is a thing, but this Lawler for Mayor sign is a whole ass banner which is blocking the view from many fans in the back. Piss off with politics.
On Owen Hart and Jeff Hart.
Jeff Hart? Since when did Jeff Jarrett join the Hart family?
On Jarrett.
D'Lo Brown sees Ivory about to fight and possibly strip Deborah and decides to break it up instead of focusing on winning the tag team titles. This results in this team losing. What a shame.
And look out. Oh.
I find it impossible to believe that the referee did not hear the sound of a guitar smash into pieces literally behind him.
Which is going to make me a very ugly person, if you can believe that.
Yes, I can.
I'm surprised Mankind didn't give Kevin Kelly the mandible claw when the latter admitted he can imagine Mankind becoming a very ugly person. How dare you insult my scary looks? WWF and their weird obsession with adding an extra D to the word bad.
Has a heart on for you.
Back in 1999, that quote sounds clever, creative, and romantic. These days, you can't even flirt without getting some sort of harassment lawsuit filed against you. Maybe that's why Valentine's Day don't feel as special anymore.
And this, folks, will not be a match.
Wait, what? If this is not going to be a match, then what are we even doing here? Please don't tell me these guys are also going to throw each other into the Mississippi River where their balls just turn into BBs. And now I got eyebrow raises at me rock style for that comment.
During a one-night tournament.
Jesus, are we sure the ring is properly secure? With all the noise it's making when wrestlers get thrown into the corner, I have my concerns on the structure.
I got stripes and it ain't red.
While this night so far has been a disaster, Billy Gunn is hilarious as always. At least he's doing what he can to make this night entertaining by trolling Ken Shamrock. Whoever the hell that asshole is with the air horn, I hope your Valentine's Day fails to end with sex tonight.
Covered by Val now, and Billy Gunn taking his...
Special guest referees are, without a doubt, one of the most annoying stipulations in wrestling matches. At times they can be funny, but when a match is supposed to do well, they annoyingly take forever to count. It doesn't work in this occasion.
Who is, Ryan? Sure.
Look out! There's a sniper rifle pointing at Valvitas! Oh wait, that's just a laser pointer. Fucking lasers.
Hardcore champion Bob Holly.
This match has gotten so boring that Michael Cole starts reminiscing about the weird hardcore match we saw earlier tonight. That's how you know this has been a disastrous date.
Here's a pin now, shoulders are down.
I am so bored with this. Here are 5 additional sins because the first 5 matches have been some of the worst ways to start your pay-per-view. And there's only 3 more left after this. A coffee date at Starbucks would have been far more entertaining than this.
Over now, there's 2.
Screw it, 50 cents. Billy Gunn's trolling was funny at first, but now I am super pissed off at this show being a massive failure so far.
What are you doing?
Ken Shamrock went from angrily asking Ryan Shamrock why she was interfering to loudly telling her to slap him. How dare you get involved in my business? By the way, give me a slap.
This rolls him over. It's over.
Victory by means of a fast count is always a sin, no matter the context.
Oh!
I really don't know what's going on, and after 80 minutes of being bored out of my mind, I personally don't care anymore. I think the word you're looking for is intergender tag team match. This would only be a mixed tag team match if D-Generation X had a female on their side. It's Triple H and X-Pac versus Kane and Chyna.
Get your ass kicked, you big jacked up bitch!
Triple H is fucking awesome with his promos. I know this is obviously before Chyna ever got her own music, but to see her enter into Vince McMahon's theme song is just freaking weird for the wrong reasons. It takes nearly 3 minutes from the moment the bell rang before any action takes place in this tag team match. When I said I wanted to go slow in our relationship, this is not what I had in mind. In the previous match, we had Billy Gunn being the worst referee ever, and in this match, we have Shane McMahon being the most annoying commentator ever. I want a divorce. X-Pac hits a few kicks on Kane and automatically believes he's in control of the match. Boy, how stupid can you be?
Down. Here we go. He's gonna pay for it here. And Triple.
Couldn't Kane have just hit a modified chokeslam right there immediately instead of waiting for Hunter to do something? Or was that Hunter missing his cue?
X-Pac has to come in. He couldn't do the job on his own.
Wow, Shane, it's almost like this match is called a, wait for it, a tag team match! How shocking that Hunter tags in X-Pac here.
Get Triple H out of there. Yo, ref.
Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up! I wanted to explode tonight, but not this way. Stop giving me that look, it's Valentine's Day. And I just rhymed that, didn't I? Fuck me. No, seriously, fuck me.
Go get X-Pac.
Ouch, that had to be the softest collision into the ring post and stairs I have ever seen throughout all my years of watching wrestling.
Wow.
That one moment when X-Pac knocking out Shane McMahon and ending his annoying commentary made us all believe there is a god.
Get X-Pac, go.
Never mind, there is no god. It's all bullshit. Shane is back up and continuing to annoy us on commentary. By the way, don't take that comment literal to all my religious fans. All fun and games, no disrespect to your views, nor is that my actual view. What are all the fans looking at? Did a Valentine's Day couple get bored and start doing it in the audience for everyone to see? And why does that sound far more entertaining than what we are watching right now? Chyna's addicted to X-Pac's X-Factors.
Where the hell is Shane going?
Thanks for spoiling the fact that Shane McMahon is about to interfere. Us viewers at home had no idea what was about to happen, and Michael Cole spoiled it 5 seconds before it happened. Thanks a lot, asshole.
You can't answer the 10 count from the referee.
Mankind and The Rock have had wins and losses against each other. They even had draws. So let's have a last man standing match that could very much end in a draw as well. Don't get me wrong, I love last man standing matches, but they're not really the feud ender when you think about it.
For two-time champion Mankind.
Normally being a 2-time WWF champion sounds like a great accomplishment. However, these 2 title reigns happened over the course of 40 days. They hot potatoed the shit out of their championships throughout this era. Normally, I'd send wrestlers for turning their backs on their opponents, but Mankind knows The Rock so well and allows him to take the first hit because he is invincible. It's crazy, but it's also an interesting strategy. The Rock tried to intimidate the referee earlier, so in retaliation, Earl Hebner starts counting faster when Rock is down.
Mankind had a dislocated knee.
Bullshit. If Mankind's knee was dislocated, he literally would not be standing. I don't care how much they try to promote storyline injuries, you have to be realistic about them too. It's a must or it doesn't work whatsoever. Quick, somebody block all access to the Mississippi River before these guys get tossed into the river too. Yikes, that DDT through the table was actually brutal. It was simple yet very effective. The sound of the crack was crazy. Finally, we are starting to have a good show here. That only took 2 freaking hours.
You thought that hardcore match is something? You ain't seen nothing yet.
That hardcore match involved 2 guys fighting in below freezing weather and getting potential hypothermia. What are you gonna do here? Throw the Rock and Mankind into a pool of lava somewhere?
Patient, what a counter by the Rock!
Taking a suplex on concrete is much more brutal than getting thrown into thumbtacks, because the concrete will shatter your body in ways thumbtacks never could. Mankind always deserves praise for having balls of steel. Copy Rock infringement.
The Rock is here to add a little bit of class to the show.
You see, Shane McMahon, this is how you do it when you become a guest commentator. The Rock entertains in every way possible. Quit? Mankind, you're in the wrong match. That was last month when you guys had the I Quit match. Why is it always so funny when a chair ricochets off the rope back into a wrestler's face? Can't ever watch that without laughing. Well, holy shit. By now we've seen Mankind go through hell in a cell, literally too. But even if it's from a short height, taking a fall into the timekeeper's area is fucking insane because of how small the chairs and tables are. I'm gonna take off 2 sins this time, because Mankind is a crazy son of a bitch.
Since Rock's baby left him.
The singing was hilarious and entertaining, but hearing The Rock moan with pain in the microphone just made this even better. What an awesome match and one of the greatest feuds of the late 90s.
Listen to the crowd.
Mankind had the referee quickly count The Rock, but then proceeded to let go after 5. That's when the referee reverted back to a slow count. Not trying to endorse cheating here, but wouldn't it be smarter if Mankind kept going with his tactic? Then he would have retained the WWF Championship. Normally, I find last man standing matches a ripoff when they end in a draw, but in this case, I can make the exception. Both Mankind and The Rock hit each other in the head with chairs at the same time, and their hatred for each other showed that they just could not defeat the other. Beautiful storytelling. WWF's construction crew be like, sorry guys, I know we've been out here for 10 minutes, but we need another 5 minutes to set up this damn cage. It's refusing to cooperate with us.
Cage.
Honestly, what's stopping Stone Cold Steve Austin from simply running up the cage and grabbing Vince McMahon right now? Vince would try to get down, but not before the rattlesnake gets a hold of him. Also, 5 freaking minutes of Steve Austin waiting for Vince McMahon to enter the cage before he finally chooses to go after him. 5 freaking minutes. Why is the referee trying to stop Stone Cold from entering the cage just because Vince McMahon is in the way? Isn't the whole point of this for these two to fight? Also, we went from 5 minutes of Vince debating about entering the cage to another 3 minutes of Steve Austin trying to find a way into the cage. How was the previous match nearly 20 minutes ago?
Trust me, Mr. McMahon, you can't trust. Wait a minute!
Smart move on the part of Steve Austin to feign a knee injury and sucker Vince McMahon in. Guarantee he was just as annoyed at this match not starting as I was. I'd remove a sin, but it took over 10 minutes for this to happen. Also, this pre-match assault lasts literally longer than the actual steel cage match itself.
Any corporate member comes out here, they'll be fired.
To be fair, the ruling was that no member of the corporation was allowed to interfere when the match was in progress. This match has not even started yet, so it kinda is fair game if they show up. Just saying, that's always the loophole in these situations. The fact that Vince McMahon puts himself in these deadly situations is crazy, but he always said the wrestlers wouldn't do what he himself wouldn't do, but it's still awesome to see Vince get tossed off the cage through a table. Not as violent as Hell in a Cell, but still insane. Although this match still doesn't start for another 5 minutes after this insane stun, so we spent the last 20 minutes waiting and pre-match brawling. And then the cage accidentally snapped off its hinges because of how violently Stone Cold Steve Austin ascended it. Seriously, I thought it was going to snap away because of how it was swaying back and forth. Made me fear for Steve Austin's life.
Look at this!
I get that Stone Cold hates Vince McMahon, but at this point he should at least step out of the cage and win the championship opportunity for WrestleMania 15, and then go back in the cage and beat the hell out of Vince. Being baited back into the cage is always irritating to watch because it never ends well.
Middle shot hangs in the back.
Vince McMahon is a dick to Stone Cold Steve Austin's.
This is awful.
If you're referring to this entire night minus the last man standing match, then I agree with you very much, Jerry.
Wait a minute! My God!
That had to be the most uncomfortable 25 minutes or however long it was for Paul Wight to be under the ring. The size of him being under the ring was definitely torture. Welcome to the WWF, Paul Wight. You just helped Stone Cold win the freaking match. I'm shocked Vince McMahon didn't immediately fire him on the spot, giving him the shortest career in WWF history. Let's just pretend this never happened and your name is The Big Show from now on. Deal?